At the starting of the drama, we see the male lead, Hae Sung, who is an NIS agent. He is going on his mission and tells about the story. I do not understand where I should start this. This secret mission has pulled me out of the darkness. And its beginning happens from that day when two people were smuggling an antique piece Buddha statue. Hae Sung reaches that place and secretly records the video of those smugglers, along with sending that video to his leader. The leader says, "We want that statue safe and sound by any means." After this, Hae Sung comes in front of those smugglers and a fight starts between them. Right in the middle of the fight, he sees that a person is running away taking that statue. Therefore, Hae Sung takes his bike and runs behind him. The leader tells Hae Sung, "Do not go behind him. Our team is reaching there." But Hae Sung does not listen to him. He starts chasing that person's car with his bike, and very soon, reaching near him, climbs onto his car and comes inside, breaking the glass. The fight of both continues inside the car for quite some time, but going ahead, that car meets with an accident. Hae Sung's senior partner, Yong-hun, who was following him, starts crying, seeing this. He was feeling Hae Sung is not going to be saved now. Just then, he sees that from inside the fire, Hae Sung is coming outside taking that statue and along with that person. Seeing this, he becomes very much surprised. Hae Sung comes near him and says, "Mission complete." In the next scene, we see Hae Sung near his leader, where he was telling him, "I have handed over those gang leaders and smugglers to the police, and whoever was injured among them, I have sent him to the hospital." On this, the leader praises him, along with saying to Yong-hun as well, "You did a good job." Then those people look at that statue, so they become worried, seeing that one hand of it is broken. Just then, Hae Sung remembers, "When I fired the bullet at the gang leader, that must have hit the statue by mistake." Remembering this, he becomes quite shocked. For this, the leader gets scolded very much by the director, and he says, "We will fire Hae Sung from the job." But the leader requests him very much. "Hae Sung is a very good and important member of our team. You cannot fire him from the job for a small mistake." But the director says to his assistant, "Take them outside." The assistant holds the leader's hand and starts taking him outside, dragging him. Just then, the leader says, "If you do not fire him from the job, then whatever you say, I am ready to do that." Hearing this, the director says to the assistant, "Leave him." Then he says to the leader, "Do you know the meaning of what you said? Are you really ready to do anything?" So the leader says, "Yes, I will do it." Hearing this, the director takes out and shows him a new missions file, seeing which quite a lot of seriousness comes on the leader's face. In the next scene, the leader was discussing that case sitting with his team. He says, "The director has given us a new mission. You guys must have heard about Byungmun High School, which is Korea's biggest private school. Their first chairman was given the job of safety of gold bars, but that traitor, instead of doing safety, stole all the gold and hid it somewhere. When Korea got independence, whatever gold that traitor could take from it, he took and left the rest right there." On this, Yong-hun says, "This matter is looking very old." So the leader says, "Yes, and I also used to feel like this earlier. Then the director showed me these gold bars. And the meaning of this is that that gold is still present. And using this gold bar, NIS did an investigation of the Byung-moon Foundation, but this matter is different that they did not find anything." On this, Hae Sung's senior Mi-jong says, "If the gold bars are not even with them, then where is it after all?" So the leader says, "At that time, NIS did not do the investigation of one place at all, but now NIS has got a useful tip. Now we know that those gold bars hidden by that traitor chairman are somewhere in that school, and the foundation will smuggle them somewhere outside the country." On this, Yong-hun asks, "And all the remaining gold is of $800 million? The leader says, "If that gold goes outside the country, then it will be a very big loss for the country." So Hae Sung asks him, "What should I do now?" So the leader says, "This is the real mission. You will have to go to that high school. You will go there, becoming a student, and will find that gold which that traitor has hidden. This only is our operation, Undercover High School." Hearing this, Hae Sung says to him, "What nonsense are you doing? How can I go to school?" So the leader says, "Hey, do not worry. You still look young. Even then, if anyone questions you regarding your age, then say this: by applying a herbal medicine, my face has become old." So Hae Sung says, "You are joking, right?" So the leader asks Yong-hun, "What is your age?" He tells, "I am 26. Hearing this, Hae Sung remains shocked. Yong-hun says, "What happened? Got a shock, right?" Hae Sung says, "Hey, I used to consider you older than me." Yong-hun asks, "Then what did you feel my age was?" So he tells, "I felt you are 40. Just then, Mi-jong asks Yong-hun, "Did you also apply any herbal medicine?" So he says, "Yes, that was turtle's blood." The leader says to Hae Sung, "Did you see? It happens like this." So he says, "How will this be that I go becoming a teacher in the school?" But the leader tells, no, this will not work because there is no vacancy of a teacher there. Hae-sung says, no, I cannot do this. I am not going to do this. On this, the leader shouting at him says, you have been fired from the job anyway. Then will you polish people's shoes? On this, Hae-sung becomes quiet. So the leader comfortably says, look, we will have to do some or the other work anyway. Let's work on this case together, and we all together will arrest all the corrupt people. Then we will return its property to our country, and then we'll make a great comeback. On the other side, we see the female lead, Oh-soo, who was trying to make the school principal happy at his birthday party, thinking, I want to become a full-time teacher. Those people give her a drink in a big glass, which Oh-soo drinks even without wanting to. After a little while, when she becomes very much drunk, then she says to the principal, let's drink one more glass. So the principal says, no, for today, this much is enough only. Saying this, he starts going towards his car, but Oh-soo, to stop him, catches him from behind. In this affair itself, the principal's wig comes in her hand. Seeing this, everyone becomes surprised, and Oh-soo's intoxication also comes down as if. She quietly sets his wig back and leaves from there. Then we see Hae-sung, who was drinking sitting in a restaurant. He was worried about this matter, thinking, how will I work on this operation? If he will not do it, then his team will suffer a lot of loss. Just then, Oh-soo comes there because this restaurant is her mom's. She comes and sits there and looking at Hae-sung very intently says, what a handsome guy he is. Right there, when it was time to pay the bill, some schoolboys say to Oh-soo's mom, we people are minors, but you have given us alcohol. For this, we will file a complaint on you. Saying this, they were leaving from there without giving the bill. Just then, Oh-soo comes near them and says, stop using this old trick. By the way, in which school do you people study? On this, they ask insolently, in which school do you study, old woman? Saying this, they start pushing Oh-soo again and again. Just then, Hae-sung comes to stop them and says, stop it now. It has been a lot of you people. But they do not stop and try to fight with him only. So Hae-sung picks him up and slams him, then teaches a good lesson to all of them. One among them was going to hit Hae-sung from behind, but just then, Oh-soo hits a big plate on his head. Then those people run away from there, making the payment. For this, Oh-soo's mom says thank you very much to Hae-sung and says, you do not need to give the bill. You have helped us a lot today. But still he leaves giving the bill to them only. Seeing all this, Oh-soo gets quite impressed by him. Then going home, Hae-sung thinks about his school life, how some bad boys of the school used to always beat me up, but never did any teacher support me. After this, he calls his leader and says, I am ready to work on this mission. Then the second day, Hae-sung comes to his team and asks them, what kind of student will I go becoming in that school? So Mi-jung extracts and gives him quite a lot of information on what nowadays kids like and what kind of language they use. Then the leader tells, that is not any small school. Kids of very rich families come to study there, therefore you do not have to mess with anyone. Then Mi-jung asks the leader, are you confirmed that there are gold bars there? So he says, yes, we got a tip, so it should be there. On this, she says, take this is not confirmed itself. Then Hae-sung comes to the leader's house for dinner. The leader and his wife consider Hae-sung like their own son. The leader's wife says to Hae-sung, son, you live alone in such a big house, so why not live with us now? But Yoo-jung does not like this. Then the leader tells everyone, Hae-sung is going on a secret mission in Yoo-jung's school. On this, his wife gets angry. Why do you keep sending him on such dangerous missions? Hae-sung handles her and says, I am not a kid. I have grown up and I can do all this. From the second day, Hae-sung joins the school where he meets Oh-soo. Oh-soo says to him, okay, you are a transfer student, right? I am your teacher. If you have any problem in study here, then tell me. Then she looks at him a little intently and says, we have met before also, right? When she remembers, I had seen him only in the restaurant that day. Remembering this itself, she catches Hae-sung's ear and brings him to the side pulling. And Hae-sung keeps requesting her, leave me please, it is hurting me. Oh-soo says in anger, did you also tell a fake ID like those boys? So being a minor, how were you drinking? This is your first day in school, therefore I am leaving you. Next time, I am not going to leave you. On this, Hae-sung says, you were also fighting there, right? How are you hitting small kids with a steel tray? So Oh-soo says, that I did to protect you. Hae-sung says, okay, whatever I did, I forget that. You also forget, let's end this matter right here. I am leaving. I am getting late. Saying this, he leaves from there. Then Oh-soo comes in the class and gets Hae-sung's introduction done. Hae-sung has come here becoming a student. Seeing this, Yoo-jung is very shocked and calls Hae-sung near her, gesturing. But when he does not come, then she messages him and says, come to the rooftop and meet me. When Hae-sung meets her on the rooftop, then Yoo-jung says a little in anger, Did you get my school only? And on top of that, what was the need for you to come becoming a student? You could have become a teacher also. So Hae-sung says to her, what do you think? Do I have a hobby of wearing this uniform? Then Yoo-jong says, complete your mission quickly and go from here, and do not tell my parents what I do here, otherwise I will tell everyone your secret. Saying this, she goes away. Hae-sung, standing right there, keeps looking intently at the college and says, let's start the work now. Then he comes in the class. Oh-sua was teaching and Hae-sung was sleeping sitting there. But as soon as Oh-sua keeps a hand on his shoulder, he immediately gets ready to hit her. Seeing this, Oh-sua gets a little scared and a scream comes out of her mouth. Seeing this, all the students start looking at her only. So she calms herself and hitting on Hae-sung's head says, will you hit your teacher? After the class is over, two girls coming try to talk to Hae-sung. They say to him, give us your number, we will send you AW. Now Hae-sung did not even know what awe is, therefore he ignores their talk itself. Then later he, calling his leader, asks, what is the meaning of AW? So he says, hey, you do not even know this much. If someone said AW to you, then it means that you are cute. Hearing this, Hae-sung says, I should not have asked you itself. Then, after class, Hae-sung was roaming in the campus, and just then his sight falls on a place where going was not allowed. Seeing this itself, Hae-sung immediately going to that place checks properly and clicks its photo also. Just then, he sees that some boys of his class are troubling his desk mate Dong-min, and they were forcibly asking for his grandma's ID from him. But Hae-sung, ignoring all these, wanted to leave quietly from there, but by mistake collides with something, and by its sound, those boys see him. Those boys think of troubling Hae-sung also. Hae-sung thinks, why not teach them a lesson? Just then, he remembers the leader's talk who had said, do not mess with any kid. Therefore, he does not do anything. And those people taking advantage of his goodness beat him and say, go and bring something from the canteen. He quietly goes away from there. Later, he says to Dong-min in the class, if those people trouble you, then you should complain about them. If you kept tolerating like this, then those people's courage will increase even more, then they will trouble you even more. On this, Dong-min says, you also took their beating, then why did you not do anything? So Hae-sung says, hey brother, my matter is different. Then Hae-sung asks him about that place. Why is going there not allowed? So Dong-min tells, that is an old building which can fall any time, therefore going there is not allowed. And some people even say this, that ghosts live there. On the other side, we see the school's chairwoman, Myung-ju, who has come to the funeral of a person working with her. She says to his wife, you do not worry. Our foundation will bear all the expenses of your son. After this, she asks her assistant, did you clear everything? On this, the assistant tells, yes, have gotten the case closed without any post-mortem. So the chairwoman says, let's go. I finished this headache at least. Here Hae-sung was telling the leader, I feel that the gold can be in that old building only. So he asks, why do you feel like this? Did you find anything there? Hae-sung tells, to keep so many gold bars space is needed. Security and along with that temperature should also be right. That building is closed for so much time, yet I saw that the electricity meter there is still running. By the way, if that building is this much old and is going to fall, then why did these people not break it? Therefore, I feel like this. After this, Hae-sung goes inside this building hiding at night. Just then, someone points a gun at him. Seeing this, he gets a little startled, but just then he sees that is Oh-sua. He remains surprised seeing this. What is she doing here late at night? Just then, he sees the patrolling badge tied on her hand and understands everything. Oh-sua says in anger and while being scared, take off your mask. Just then, Hae-sung hits a torch on her eyes and runs away from there. Oh-sua tries to catch him but is not able to catch him. Then she goes to her house thinking this, if I caught that thug, then surely I would be made a full-time teacher. The second day, the chairwoman comes to the old building. Her assistant tells her, last night some intruder had come here. Hearing this, she gets a little worried and says, find out if anyone saw him coming here or not. Here, Hae-sung was sleeping sitting in the class. When the class gets over, then he, being a little worried, says, oh, at this age also I am having to study in school. So Dong-min says, why, what happened to your age? Just then, those bad boys coming start troubling those people again and tell Hae-sung to do an illegal game to the maximum level. That game was played by betting money. Hae-sung says, I do not know this game. On this, they say, learn and then do it. Just then, Dong-min says, I know it, shall I teach you? Hearing this, Hae-sung gets angry at him and he says to him, are you not ashamed? Because of you, only these people have come after me also. Then he, calling Mi-jung, says, please you hack this game. On this, she says, am I sitting here to do all this only? Have you gone mad? Then Yoo-jong comes there. So Hae-sung asks for help from her, but she refuses and says, stay away from those people. He keeps troubling everyone like this only because his dad is an assembly member. Here, Oh-sua was getting scolded by the principal. The principal says in anger, I had given you the job of patrolling. That also did not happen properly from you. You had seen that intruder in the building, then why did you not catch him? So she says sorry to him. Then the principal gives her the work of many files. Osua starts making faces seeing this much work, so the principal says, okay, so you do not want to do it. Fine, then I will keep some other teacher. On this, she, while laughing, says, oh no, I will do it. I like doing this work very much. After doing her work, she was sitting and talking with another teacher. One male teacher says, what did that man go to do in the old building, and why do these people not break that old building? So the female teacher says, some story is connected to that building. In its basement, there was a room where something happened. She was telling these things like some secret, and Osua was listening to their talk very intently. Just then, the principal coming in between asks, Osua, what are you doing here? She suddenly seeing them gets scared and throws the drink on his face only. Here, Hae-sung was trying to play that game. Just then, he sees the chairwoman's assistant going into that old building, so he also follow him in there. But the security guard catches him and, bringing him to the side, says, look, do not roam around this building. If caught, then you will get punishment. Anyway, from tomorrow onwards, these people have become very alert. Don't know what treasure these people have kept hidden in this building that they keep so much security of such an old building. Then the guard makes Hae-sung understand and lets him go from there. Coming outside, Hae-sung, calling his leader, tells about this. I feel that surely there is something in the basement of this building. The leader says, those people know about the intruder, therefore take action only after thinking properly. Just then, a sound comes to him from the dustbin. He opening it sees then, those bad boys had put Dong-min there tying him. He takes him out from there and says, why are those people doing like this with you, and why do you not tell the teacher about this? So Dong-min tells, my parents are not there. I live with my grandma. Perhaps therefore those people trouble me. Just then, Osua comes there and asks Dong-min, how did this condition of yours happen? So Hae-sung tells, he was cleaning the garbage here. Just then his clothes got dirty. Saying this, he goes away from there. But Osua gets suspicion on Hae-sung, only thinking, perhaps he only is troubling Dong-min. Therefore, she brings him into the class and asks, why are you troubling Dong-min? Hearing this, he, keeping a hand on his forehead while being worried, says, you are having a misunderstanding again. I agree that earlier seeing me, you must have felt like this, but it is not like how you are thinking. Just then, Osua's sight falls on Hae-sung's eyes, which look to her like that man who had come in the building last night. Therefore, she starts looking at him very intently, and Hae-sung feels, perhaps Osua is going to hit me. Therefore, he tries to leave from there. In the process, Osua falls down, and then says to Hae-sung in anger, am I some virus? Why are you running away from me? Here, Mi-jung shows an article of the chairwoman on the newspaper to the leader that she is going to internationally export Byung-moon High School, in which an expense of $800 million will come. The leader remembers that the exact amount of the gold bars is also this much. Therefore, he says, the meaning of this is she wants to put the government's money into her business, and she is going to do smuggling of the gold bars outside Korea. Here in the school, Dong-min says to Hae-sung, come, let's go to do lunch. But he says, I am not hungry right now. I will go later. So Dong-min also stops with him only, then asks him, why did you go to the old building? You never go to its basement, because I have gone there, therefore I am forbidding you. Hearing this, Hae-sung starts looking at him very intently. So Dong-min says, okay, so if you have an interest in knowing about this then, I will tell you at lunchtime. On this, Hae-sung says, then what are you doing here? Hey, quickly go to do lunch. I am feeling very hungry. Then at lunchtime, Dong-min tells him, earlier there was a studio in the basement of the old building. A girl often used to do dance there. Her dream was that she becomes a good dancer. Therefore, she every day used to come there at night and do dance practice. One day, suddenly, while dancing, blood starts coming out from her leg. All this was done by her classmate who often used to trouble her. One day when that girl was running away, saving herself from her classmate, just then, on the way her accident happened and she lost both her legs. She became very much hurt by this matter, thinking, now I will not be able to fulfill my dream, and then she committed suicide. When her classmates saw her there then, she buried her in the basement, so that no one comes to know about her. Then once a person went to search for something at night in that building, where he found the dead body of that girl lying who had become a witch, and she crawling came near that man. Since then, no one goes to that basement at night, because people's belief is that that girl every day comes there at night. Hae-sung was listening to this story very intently, and after it is completed, he says, oh, this is a very interesting story, but I do not believe in ghosts. He was saying this, but due to fear his legs were trembling. Just then the bad boys of that place come to trouble those people again. They spitting in Dong-min's food say, now eat this. You have come here without my permission. so you will have to do this much at least. On this, Hae-sung says to those people, "Why are you people crossing your limit? How thuggish you all are." Hearing this, that boy gets angry, and fight starts between both. This time, Hae-sung also beats him properly. Then later he remembers the leader's talk and he thinks, "Oh, what did I do?" Later, Osua coming there gets their fight ended and asks Hae-sung, "Why did you start the fight?" So he says he had done the start. So Osua says, "Even if he had started, then you should have come to me first, right? Why did you start beating him yourself?" On this, Hae-sung says, "Do you not know anything? Or you do not want to know only? And do you even worry about your students that what is happening with them?" Saying all this, he goes away from there. At night, Osua was drinking sitting in the restaurant and was thinking about Hae-sung's talks and says, "I worry about my kids, how idiot am I? I should have answered him." Here the leader and both seniors of Hae-sung were sitting and talking. Young-hun says, "Get my uniform made also. I will also go to school to help Hae-sung." But he refuses him and says, "I know him, he will not do any mess there." Just then, the director comes there laughing and says, "Okay, so you guys are eating food. Would you like to watch a video?" Saying this, he shows them a video, in which video Hae-sung was beating that boy. Seeing this, all three become shocked, and the director gets very angry at them. Then he calls Hae-sung to meet and says, "Next time if you did any mess, then this mission will be canceled. Along with it, a case will also be filed on you for damaging the gold bars, and because of all this, your team will be closed." Saying this, he tells both of them to go. After hearing all this, Hae-sung is very sad. The leader motivates him and giving a device tells, "With this you can open any lock. Do not take tension. We will complete this mission quickly." In the next scene, we see that Dong-min was going for delivery. Just then, he sees Hae-sung, who, putting a mask, was going to go into that old building. Just then, he coming near him asks, "Brother, what are you doing here late at night? Are you not coming to check if that ghost story is true or not?" So Hae-sung also says, "Yes, I was just going to see something like that." So Dong-min also walks with him. Both come inside the building where first they get a sound of some song, and then tick-tick sound starts coming as if someone is hammering a nail there. As soon as Hae-sung sees that nail-hammering man, that girl throwing her hammer towards him runs away from there. Hae-sung tries to catch him, but he gets out from the building. After that, he opening a secret lock goes inside that room, and seeing that room becomes very much shocked, and then calling the leader tells, "I feel it is going to take more time now to complete this mission, because the chairwoman is also searching for gold bars." Hae-sung looked in front where on the entire wall the chairwoman had put every small piece of information connected to the gold bars. Hae-sung clicks a photo of all of them, then comes outside and says to Dong-min, "Come, our work is done. Now we should leave from here." But Dong-min was very much scared and was standing right there quietly. Then Hae-sung looks down where a skeleton was lying. They feel, perhaps that dancer girl's story is true. Seeing this, both of them get a little scared. Here, the chairwoman had installed a camera in that building which was watching both of them. Then, Hae-sung going near that skeleton checks it properly and tells, "This skeleton is fake." Then, he coming to his team tells about this. The skeleton that is there is not of any girl, but is of that traitor chairman himself. But that skeleton has been kept there to prove that ghost story true. He shows the key which he had got from near the skeleton. On it, what was written, its meaning was beginning of gold bar. Mi-jung says, "It can be that there is some connection between these ghost stories and the gold bars." The leader says, "Yes, perhaps that traitor himself must have spread these stories. These are some riddles solving which we can find that gold bar." Hae-sung says, "Just two things are important. One, this, that we have to find the gold bars before the chairwoman. Second, we have to pay attention to these ghost stories also. Some help of ours can happen from this." Here, the chairwoman's assistant also tells her about the ghost story, which she finds quite interesting. And she cancels Hae-sung's punishment for going into that old building and says, "Who else will know that building more than those students? Let them go there. It can be that from this we get some clue." Here, Hae-sung had come to Dong-min to listen to the second story, seeing which Dong-min is quite surprised and says, "I did not know that you are this much interested in my story." Then he brings him near a clock and tells, "This clock is lying broken for many years, but still people have seen it running many times. Therefore they say that never come alone to the school, otherwise Crimson's eyes will come searching for you." So Hae-sung asks, "Who Crimson?" Just then, Osua comes there and pulling Hae-sung's ear takes him from there. At night, Hae-sung comes into a convenience store to take some item. He keeps a hand on a drink. Just then, Osua comes there and she also keeps a hand on that same drink. Then Osua says, "I had taken it first." So Hae-sung also says, "No, I had taken it first." Osua says, "Looks like you live right here." So Hae-sung also says, Yes, looks like you also live right here. So Osua says, but I do not want that anyone knows this matter. Hai Sung says, so am I getting desperate to know. On this, Osua, a little in anger, says, how are you answering back repeatedly like shameless people? Do you not know I am your teacher? Just then a romantic song starts playing there, because of which both feel a little awkward, and Osua removes her hand from that drink. Seeing this itself, Hai Sung taking it goes away. Coming outside, both of them sit and talk some things. Just then, Osua notices that Hai Sung is separating peas from the food. Just then, she remembers that in childhood there used to be a friend of hers. He also did not like peas. Seeing this, Osua says, you are exactly like an enemy of mine. In the next scene, we see that Dongmin was telling Hai Sung about the second horror story. In a class, there were 2 topper girls. One girl among them always used to come second. Because of this reason, she always used to be jealous of the first topper, and then she committed a very big crime. She, making an excuse, took that first topper friend to the terrace and pushed her from there, because of which that girl's death happened. Seeing this, she became very happy. Now I only will always come first. After that, when she was studying sitting near this clock, then as soon as it struck 12 o'clock, weird kinds of sounds started coming from the clock. She, out of fear, went and hid in the washroom. Just then she saw that the first topper girl's dead body is in front of her, and her red eyes, filled with blood, are staring at her only. Seeing this, she became very much scared. After some time, her death also happened. Then further, Dongmin tells, if you stay alone there, then Crimson's eye will find you. Hearing all this, Hai Sung was feeling quite scared sometimes, but then he asks, there are 2 more stories right now, right? So Dongmin says, yes, but I do not know about the 4th story. Just then, they see someone's shadow, they turn around and look, then become quite scared, but they are his leader, Mi Jong and Yong Hun. Then these 2 do dinner there and go away. Then we see Yu Jong and the chairwoman's daughter, Lee Yena, who had handed all her stuff to Yu Jong. Lee Yena says, we will go on shopping again next week. Oh no, let it be. Next week exams will start right, so we will go after that. Yu Jong says, yes, and you always come first, only right, so congratulations in advance. So Lee Yena says, by the way, you are also doing quite hard work this time if you left me behind then. On this, Yu Jong says, I do not feel that this can happen. Then she asks about Lee Yena's gift. For whom is this? So she tells, I have taken this for Hai Sung. Yu Jong asks, are you interested in him? On this, Lee Yena replies, and yes. Hearing this, she becomes a little worried. Here Osua, sitting in the school, was thinking about her childhood crush. Just then the principal asks all the teachers, who wants to become a teacher for the student council this time? On this, no teacher replies. Just then the principal sees Osua sleeping and says to everyone, whoever does not want to become, get up and go away from here. Hearing this, all the teachers go away from there, and Osua, sitting right there, keeps sleeping. Therefore, the principal selects her only knife. Then we see Hai Sung, who going near that clock was trying to open it, but its lock does not open. Just then, Yu Jong, coming there, puts a poster, so Hai Sung also helps her. Just then, he sees a photo in which there was exactly the same clock. He asks about it. So Yu Jong tells, these are twin clocks. One is here, the second is in the council room. Lee Yena was watching both of them talking. Then Hai Sung goes towards the council room to see that clock, but a lock was placed there. Just then, Lee Yena comes near him. Hai Sung, while requesting, says to her, please, you let me go inside this room. In return for this, I will give you a treat. But Lee Yena tells him, only council members can go in this room. If you have to come here, then you also become a student council member. Then whenever you want, you can come here and we both will also become friends. Saying this, she gives her brought gift to Hai Sung. Seeing it, Hai Sung, sort of lecturing her, says, if you have this much money, then you should have bought some book instead of this. Do one work, you return this and take a refund, and if you have to become my friend, then try some other option. All this is not going to be of use. After saying all this, when he sees that Lee Yena has become serious, then he says, okay, what will have to be done to become a student council member? But now she does not tell him anything, so Hai Sung, coming near Osua, asks. Osua says, suddenly why do you have to become a council member? So he says, I was thinking that I should also do something for my school. Therefore, I thought that let's join this only. Then Osua tells him 3 things which must be there to become a council member. First is this, that you will have to come in the top 10 of best students. Second, you will need the signature of 100 people supporting you in becoming a council member. And third is that the student council president should agree with this. Hearing all this, Hai Sung's mind gets spoiled only, but still he becomes ready to do that work. Then for signature, he first of all comes to his friend Dongmin, and after getting signature from him, asks, do you have no other friend apart from me? Just then, 2 more students come there and they also sign for Hai Sung. Then Hae-sung coming tells his team about this. That clock is in the council room only. To reach there, I will have to become a council member. Young-hun says, hey, our Hae-sung is so handsome, for this anyone will sign. Just then those people see the list of signed people in which there were only 3 people. Seeing this, Young-hun says, hey, just by being handsome also nothing happens. The leader says to Hae-sung, if only the students of your class had signed, then there should have been at least 20 people. So Hae-sung tells, I am a little shy, right? I do not talk to anyone, therefore no one is my friend. Mi-jung asks him, and what will happen to your exam? You will come in the top 10, right? On this, he, being a little excited, says, yes, that will be easy only. I have cleared the entrance exam after all. But when those people see his marks, which were very less, seeing this, he himself goes into shock. Then the leader says to Hae-sung, look, you focus on the exam only. We will get the signatures done. In the next scene, we see Oh-soo had come to take a book in the library. Just then, she sees Hae-sung there, who was studying with very much focus. Here on the other side, Hae-sung's team were doing preparations of how to get the signs done. Then Hae-sung comes out from the library studying. Just then, he sees all the students are going running. He looks in front that his poster only is put up there, and Young-hun is saying to everyone, sign in this document and take a free sandwich. Seeing all this, Hae-sung gets very much shocked. There, Young-hun and Mi-jung dance. Seeing all this, Hae-sung tries to run away from there, hiding his face. But these people catching him also go on this stage, and then he also has to dance with them. After this, the leader says to Hae-sung, look, I made 100 sandwiches for you, which was not easy at all. Now giving the exam properly is your job. Saying this, those people say good luck to him and go away from there. Then Hae-sung does all his focus on study. He studies doing very much hard work, and when he thinks of leaving from there, then coming outside, he sees that the rest of the students are still studying, therefore himself also going again, starts studying. Then we see the chairwoman who is reading some horror stories related to the clock, then asks, which is the real one among these 2 clocks? Just then her assistant tells, Hae-sung has filled the form of the student council. Hearing this, she says, surely the clock which is kept in the council room, that only will be real. It can be that Hae-sung does something, therefore you keep an eye on him. Then Lee Yena comes there. So the chairwoman asks her, where were you left behind? She tells, I, after doing study, had gone on dinner with my friends. On this, the chairwoman says, was your going there necessary? Exams are coming right. Your focus should be on study. Then she, calling Lee Yena near her, says, Lee Yena, you know right, I do all this for you. No one remembers those who come second, therefore you will have to come first because you are my daughter. Then she gives her a medicine to eat, eating which she starts having a little problem. In the next scene, we see Oh-soo calls Hae-sung for some work related to study, but he acts of coughing in front of her and says, I have a very fast fever. I cannot come. Saying this, he goes for force training, then coming in the evening as soon as he sits to rest, then Oh-soo calls him again, and Hae-sung in front of her again starts acting to be sick. Seeing this, Oh-soo says, perhaps your health is more bad. I will bring medicine and something to eat for you till then you rest. Your address I know. You live near the school only, right? Hearing this, Hae-sung gets worried and calling the leader tells, Oh-soo is going to come to my house. The leader asks, everything is set nicely there, right? On this, Young-hun tells, hey, all that I was going to do next week. Hae-sung says, reach here quickly and help me. Then those 3 come there. Seeing them, Hae-sung says in anger, why did you guys not bring anything with you? How will anyone seeing this empty house believe me that I live here? And Young-hun, why did you not do all this work earlier? On this, he says, hey, brother, I did not get time only to do all this. Then the leader says to Young-hun and Mi-jung, you guys bring all the necessary stuff of Hae-sung. I and Hae-sung bring the house's stuff. Saying this, those people immediately leave from there and running around bring the stuff and set it in the house. As soon as Oh-soo comes there, then leaving Hae-sung, everyone hides. Young-hun does not get a place to hide, so he sits like a statue with the teddy bear only. Oh-soo coming to the house gives the medicine and food brought with her to Hae-sung and asks him, you are fine, right? Why are you sweating so much? He does not tell her this, that he sweat because of working running around, but instead says this, my health is not fine right therefore. Here Mi-jung, when sees Young-hun sitting outside, then slapping him inside. Hae-sung, taking food from Oh-soo, tries to get her out from here quickly, but just then a stain of food gets on Oh-soo's clothes, so she says, can I use your washroom? So Hae-sung goes to check if anyone is hidden in the washroom. When no one is there, then he tells Oh-soo to come. Upon Oh-soo going into the washroom, he coming to these people says, quickly get out from here. Just then they see Oh-soo is coming here. Seeing this itself, he giving a push puts all of them inside again. In the middle of this, Young-hun's finger gets stuck on which he screams. Now to hide his scream, Hae-sung himself starts screaming, so Osua asks, "What are you doing? Why are you screaming like this?" He says, "I was keeping clothes so it hit my finger." On this, Osua says, "What kind of things are you talking? All the clothes are lying here outside only. Looks like you are more sick. You rest. This work I will do." She, as soon as comes there to open the cupboard, Hae-sung suddenly catches her and says, "Come, I will leave you outside. I also had to go to the clinic to take medicine." Then she starts to go, but just then her foot slips, and she catching Hae-sung falls down. In the middle of this, a kiss accidentally happens between both. Due to this, Hae-sung gets a shock as if inside the cupboard, Young-hun was going to get a sneeze. Therefore, Mi-jung kisses him and stops it. But after her kiss, Young-hun fainting falls outside only. Seeing this, Osua becomes very much surprised. Just then, Mi-jung and the leader also come outside. Seeing all this, Osua says, "Will anyone please tell me what is all this happening?" On this, both of them throwing clothes start saying surprise. Hae-sung, also joining their drama, says, "Oh, what a surprise you gave. You scared me only." Osua says, "I am finding this a little weird. You people were entered in the cupboard wearing shoes. Then you said you had come to give a surprise to Hae-sung, but he was in the house only the whole time." Hearing this, Mi-jung says slowly in the leader's ear, "Does she consider herself some detective or what?" The leader was not understanding only what he should say. Just then, Hae-sung acts of fainting, and Mi-jung and the leader, seeing him start screaming. Mi-jung says to the leader, "How can you be this cold-hearted? What have you done this?" And the leader, shaking Hae-sung, says, "Hae-sung, what happened to you? You cannot die this quickly. Do not go leaving us." Then they try to go outside, lifting Hae-sung on their back, but were not able to lift him at all. Therefore, Hae-sung himself comes on their back, and then they take him and leave. Next day is Hae-sung's exam. Here, Young-hun tries to talk to Mi-jung. "I am thinking about us for some time. That day, what happened in the cupboard? That was my first kiss. You have committed the crime of touching my lips. Now you will get the punishment of life imprisonment for this." On this, Mi-jung says a little in anger, "I am not saying anything, so the meaning of this is you will keep saying anything." She, catching his mouth, says, "How dare you talk to me like this? The next time, if you did anything like this, then I will break your face." Saying this, she goes away, and Young-hun says, "This is even more interesting." On the other side, the leader and Hae-sung were sitting and talking. Just then, Young-hun and Mi-jung come there. The leader asks Hae-sung, "After that day, did Osua ask you anything about us?" On this, he says, "Yes, asked many times. If you will manifest from the cupboard like a ghost like this, then she will ask only right. Who makes an entry like this? To escape from her questions, I am trying to stay away from her." After this, he starts remembering his kiss that happened with Osua. Here, Osua, sitting in her restaurant, was talking with another teacher. She says to her, "I feel Hae-sung is not a student, because the one I had seen in the old building, he looks exactly like him. And he had once caught the people running an illegal website also. All this no student can do. And today I saw some people in his apartment. To me, those people were also not looking fine." The other teacher says, "It can be he has repeated many times in high school, therefore it is like this." So Osua says, "No, according to the record, he is still underage." Saying this, she holds her head and says, "I am not understanding what is all this happening." At night, Hae-sung is at his house. Just then, Osua coming starts knocking his door. Hae-sung, seeing her, gets a little startled, thinking, "Why has she come to my house?" He, changing his voice, says, "This is not your house. You go from here." But Osua was quite a lot drunk. She was not understanding anything. She says, "Mom, what happened to your voice? You open the door. I am your lovely daughter, right? Let me come inside." Hae-sung gets a laugh seeing her acting. Just then, Hae-sung's mom comes and, scolding her, takes her from there. Hae-sung, seeing this, becomes a little more worried that Osua lives in his neighborhood only. The second day, Hae-sung gets his result, which he looks at while being very scared. On the other side, his team members were waiting for his call and were praying that he has passed. Just then, Hae-sung calls them, but he does not say anything from the front. Seeing this, Young-hun says, "I feel he has failed." Just then, Hae-sung, becoming happy, tells, "Finally, I did it. My rank has come in the top 10. Hearing this, all three become very much happy. The leader, out of happiness, hugs Mi-jung. Seeing this, Young-hun pushes him and himself hugs her. Then the leader says congratulations to Hae-sung and asks his daughter Yoo-jung's marks. So Hae-sung tells, "Hey, she is very good in study. I got shocked only seeing her marks. She has come first in the class." In the class, Lee Yena says congratulations to Yoo-jung and says, "Finally, this time, you left me behind indeed." On this, she says a little in tension. Perhaps it must have happened by mistake. Then Hae-sung, going near Lee Yena, gives his application to join the student council, but she says, "Keep it on my seat. I will see." But Hae-sung keeps roaming behind her. Take the application. On this, she scolds him. Then Hae-sung goes to his team. The leader asks, did Lee Yena see your application? So he tells, yes, but there are 2 more people. From among them, seeing the skill and personality, we will be chosen. The leader says, right now, by any means, you will have to impress Lee Yena. If anyone has any idea, then tell. On this, Young-hun says, we use the traditional method of 1,000 paper cranes. We are 4 people. One person will make 250 paper cranes, then by tomorrow, all will be made. Hearing this nonsense idea of his, the leader says, I snatch your right of giving ideas from you. From onwards, you stay quiet only. Then Mi-jong says, we use a new method. You 2 becoming thugs go near Lee Yena and trouble her. Just then, Hae-sung will come there becoming a hero and will save her. This idea is also not liked by Hae-sung's team. The second day, Hae-sung gives water to Lee Yena, putting a leaf in it. Like this, it used to happen in ancient times, but Lee Yena refuses to take that water. Therefore, he himself drinks it. Then he comes near Dong-min, says, this leaf idea was very good. Then why did she not take the water? Dong-min says, looks like you never had any girlfriend. Do one work, give this handsome face of yours to me, because you are just going to waste it only. Then Hae-sung sees that Lee Yena has selected him for the student council. Seeing this, Dong-min becomes surprised only, and Hae-sung says, see, I had already said that leaf idea will surely work. Here Oh-soo, who had started getting suspicion on Hae-sung, she extracts his profile and from where he had come transferring here, in that school she calls. But there, Mi-jong handles everything. When Hae-sung comes home, then the leader calling him tells, Oh-soo had called in your old school. Good that Mi-jong handled everything in it. Now you will have to stay careful of her. Hae-sung gets a little shocked hearing all this. The leader says, now you have become a council member, therefore try to complete your mission quickly. Next morning, the leader says to Young-hun and Mi-jong, I had told Hae-sung at night that he should stay away from Oh-soo, but I feel that we will also have to stay a little alert because she has seen us all as well. So Mi-jong says, becoming a little serious, we should remove her from our path. On this, the leader says, do not say such things becoming this much serious. How scary you look. Here, Lee Yena, when reaches home, then her mom asks her, was any member from the student council raising objection on this matter that you joined Hae-sung? So she says, no, no one did. But why did you say to select him? On this, mom says, if I have not told you the reason, then the meaning of this is that you do not need to know only. The second night, Hae-sung hiding goes into the council room and, opening that clock, looks, but in it, he does not find anything. Just then, he gets a letter there on which it was written, Hello, Agent Hae-sung. Seeing this, Hae-sung gets a little worried, thinking, after all, who knows about me being an agent here? The second day, he and the leader taking that letter go to the director. Hae-sung says, whoever has sent this letter, he knew that at night I was going to come there. Perhaps someone has come to know my secret. The leader says, has our mission not got leaked? So the director says, my seniors also do not know about this mission, but if it is leaked, then it has happened from you guys' side only. Quickly go and find out about this. Who has sent this letter? In the next scene, we see Hae-sung in his house, who sitting was thinking this only, who must have sent that letter? Just then, he gets someone's call, and the front person says, hello, Agent Hae-sung. You must be recognizing my voice, right? Hae-sung recognizes his voice. Who was the watchman of that building only? He asks him, did you only send me that letter? On this, the watchman says, I have to talk some important matter with you. Tonight we meet on the terrace of the old building. Then as soon as Hae-sung goes towards the building, the sound of the clock starts coming to him because it had struck 12 o'clock. And just then, he remembers Dong-min's talk. At night, after 12 o'clock, when the sound of that clock starts coming, then do not go in the building, because Crimson's eye will not leave you. Then, as soon as he steps forward, just then he sees that the watchman falling from the building right in front of him died, and his red eyes were looking at Hae-sung only. In the watchman's hand there was a diary, seeing which he becomes a little surprised because this was exactly like his dad's diary. In the next scene we see when Oh-soo was small and was going somewhere. Just then, Hae-sung's dad saves her from a ball. And in the present, Oh-soo was looking at Hae-sung's dad in a photo of a book. Then second scene we see of some time ago, that the watchman coming on the terrace was waiting for Hae-sung's arrival. Just then, a person comes there who had put a mask. He says to the watchman, okay, so you came here before me. Seeing him, the watchman gets scared. Here, as soon as Hae-sung is about to come inside the building, their fight was happening between the watchman and that masked person. That masked person was trying to take the diary from the watchman. In the middle of this, the watchman falls down and his death happens. Hae-sung, taking that diary, looks towards the top, then goes inside the building, so that masked person attacks him also and tries to snatch the diary from him. Hae-sung, fighting with him trying to remove his mask, tries to see who he is, but he pushing Hae-sung runs away from there. He goes and sits in the car, and then we see that that masked person is no one else but the chairwoman's assistant. She asks him, "Did you get the diary?" But he tells, "No, I could not take the diary." Here, Hae-sung taking that diary goes straight to the director and asks him in anger, "My dad who had disappeared 20 years ago itself, how did his diary come in that school?" On this, the director, instead of giving him an answer, starts laughing. So Hae-sung, very much in anger, grabs his neck and says, "If I want, I can kill you right here. Therefore, it will be good that you answer my talk." On this, the director says, "We do not know whether he is alive or not, but your dad's mission was also the same." Hae-sung says, "Why was all this not told to me till now?" So the director says, "Do you not know that mission's information is not shared with anyone? Now for you, the important thing is this, only that you complete this mission." Hae-sung was getting very much angry at him and he tries to hit him. But just then, the leader coming stops him and coming outside scolds him for his behavior and then tells, "We are trying to know about the watchman, that who he is, and how did your dad's diary come to him?" Hae-sung, becoming a little emotional, says, "When I was 9 years old and my dad had left me and gone, where is he? I did not know only. And now, after so many years, I have found this diary. I did not even know that before disappearing what he was going to do, and why did it happen like this? You guys knew about him but still did not tell me. Tell." Then Hae-sung going home reads that diary, from which he comes to know that the room he had found in the old building was his dad's secret room. There he used to collect his information, and in the diary he had written about the horror stories as well. Then the second day, Hae-sung comes to school and, going in the council room, opens that clock, and as it was written in his dad's diary that he will have to set the opposite time of 12 o'clock. As soon as he does like this, a music plays there, so Hae-sung records it. Then he sees that there is a piano which plays alone. Hae-sung had to find out about this. Just then Oh-soo comes there and asks, "What are you doing here?" So Hae-sung says, "I had just come for some work like this only." Oh-soo asks him about the watchman, so Hae-sung says, "Yes, I just came here and heard that he has committed suicide." Saying this, he tries to leave from there, but Oh-soo, catching him, stops him and says, "This even you know, right, that he did not commit suicide because you were right there at that time. After all, who are you?" In a flashback, we see that Oh-soo was working in the building. Just then, she hears the sound of someone falling. She looks outside, so the watchman was lying on the ground, and Hae-sung was sitting near him. When Oh-soo sees that Hae-sung has gone inside the building, so she also goes behind him and sees that Hae-sung is fighting with a masked person. Oh-soo says to Hae-sung, "This much I have come to know that you are no student. If I want, I can make your complaint to the police." Hearing all this, Hae-sung says, "Stop, I tell you everything. Yes, this matter is true that I am no student. I am an undercover NIS agent." And then he tells her about his mission also. Oh-soo, becoming a little surprised, says, "Your meaning is gold is hidden here." Then Hae-sung gives her two options. "If you want, then being a citizen of Korea, do your duty by helping me in this work, or else leak this operation and take punishment." Hearing this, she gets a little scared and says, "If I told anyone about this, then will I go to jail?" So Hae-sung, scaring her, says, "Yes, for a full 10 years. Then says, "I give you 1 day's time. You think what you have to do." Saying this, he goes away. Hae-sung, coming, makes his team listen to that music, and then they come to know that that is the school's anthem, which that traitor himself had written when he had become the chairman for the first time. Then Young-hun says, "Will we have to find out about that piano now?" The leader says, "If that masked person came in our path again then, we do not even know who he is." Hae-sung says, "He wanted my dad's diary. The meaning of this is he is also searching for the gold bars. So now, we will have to work being alert." After that, Hae-sung comes to meet Oh-soo in her restaurant and says, "Earlier I talked to you very rudely. I should not have done like this. By the way, I am not a student, so I should not stay in the school, but I will have to stay here for my work. So please help me and keep this secret a secret only." Oh-soo says, "If I keep the secret a secret also, then its meaning will not be this right that you will share your gold with me. I will just be given some small minor thing on which NIS's logo will be made. I mean, I am getting nothing in return." Just then, she thinks, "I have got an award for this work, and all the media people are asking her, 'You have helped an agent in finding the gold bars, so how are you feeling?' She says, 'Oh, this is my responsibility. I am a teacher, showing the right path to my kids is my duty.' Then all the teachers also praise her, and the chairwoman gives her the permanent teacher's position. After thinking this many good things, she becomes ready to help Hae-sung. He says, 'How did you agree suddenly? Seeing you, it was looking that you were thinking something else only.' So Oh-soo says, 'No, that is therefore I want to help you because I am a very good human being.' Then both come outside talking. Hae-sung says, If that masked person came to know that when the watchman's death happened, then you were also present in the building, then from this there can be danger to your life also. Hearing this, Oh-sua gets scared. So Hae-sung, holding her hand very lovingly, says, "You do not take tension. I am with you. I will protect you." Hearing all this, Sua starts blushing, so Hae-sung says, "Hey, why is your face turning red? Do you have a fever?" Oh-sua, removing his hand, says a little loudly, "Do all agents do like this only?" So he asks, "What did I do?" Oh-sua was not understanding anything, but from his touch, she had lost her control. She says, "Handle yourself. Are you not understanding? You are a teacher, I am a student." On this, Hae-sung says, "What?" So she says, "My meaning is we both are students." "Oh, I mean whatever." Saying this, she panicking goes away from there. And Hae-sung stands right there being confused, thinking, what was she saying? Then Hae-sung comes into the piano room, and in his dad's diary reads the third horror story, in which it was written, "The piano club president's partner was a girl. They both used to play the piano together. After some time, that girl tells the president, 'I am pregnant.' But then the president does not support her, and hitting her a slap goes away. By this, that girl gets very much hurt and commits suicide. After this, when one day the president was playing the piano, just then he sees that the piano is playing on its own. He, turning back, looks in the mirror, so his partner is sitting with him. Seeing this, he becomes very much scared. Just then, Oh-sua screams, because of which Hae-sung gets scared. When he was reading the story just then, Oh-sua had also come here, and she had also heard this story. She says to him, "What are you reading this? Such a scary story." Hae-sung says, "You are even more scary than that." Hae-sung asks about the piano. "Where is it kept?" Oh-sua tells him, "I had seen it in the chairwoman's office. But going there is not possible because a lock is put there and there is security also." Then Hae-sung goes to his team. They all talk among themselves. Right there, Hae-sung tells them, "The room which I had found in the old building, in which information about the gold bars was written, that is my dad's, not the chairwoman's. And if her assistant is still after my dad's diary, then the meaning of this is that they have not found the gold bars." Just then, Yong-hun asks, "Can the chairwoman's hand be there in your dad's disappearance?" On this, Hae-sung says, "This we will have to find out." Then the leader says, "We should talk on the third horror story." So Mi-jung tells, "That school anthem and Hae-sung, the song which you recorded, I have compared it. I feel like this that two people will have to play the piano together, then only such music will be made. And perhaps then we come to know something about the last horror story." The leader asks, "Who among you can play the piano?" Hearing this, those three become quiet only. Just then a voice comes to them from behind. "I will play it." They, turning back, look, so Oh-sua had come there. Yong-hun says to her, "Well, why do you always take an entry speaking?" So Oh-sua says, "It looks cool like this, right?" Then she tells, "The school anthem music is not much hard. If we practice, then we will play it." But Hae-sung tells her, "This is no game in which we will play taking fun. There is much risk in this. If you are caught in the chairwoman's office, then you will be kicked out from the school." Hearing this, Oh-sua gets scared and says, "Is it like this? Then I am not going to do it." Saying this, she starts going, but the leader stops her and says, "This work you only will have to do. We cannot officially request you because this is a secret mission, but you can do this work." But still she refuses, therefore the leader, motivating her, says, "You only are Hae-sung's best partner and our honorable field agent. We all are proud of you." After hearing this much praise of hers, Oh-sua feels quite proud and becomes ready to do their work. But she makes an agreement and gets the leader to sign on it, in which it was written that after this mission is complete, the leader will support her in becoming a full-time teacher. Then Hae-sung brings her outside and explains, "Do not do this work. There is a lot of risk in this," but she says, "Anyway, in the event, all of us teachers will gather there, and now I have already said yes, so I cannot step back now." Then Hae-sung asks, "Why are you trying so hard to become a full-time teacher?" So she tells, "I promised my first student I will become a full-time teacher." The second day, when the chairwoman's assistant comes in her office, then Oh-sua, calling Hae-sung, tells him, "The offices lock the chairwoman and her assistant. Only these two people could open with their fingerprint." When Oh-sua sees that the assistant coming in the office is looking at a book, just then she going requests him and takes that book. Then Hae-sung extracts the fingerprint from that book. In the middle of this, Oh-sua is quite close to him, because of which Hae-sung was feeling quite weird. He slowly tries to be a little far from her, but Oh-sua again comes near him. After that, both do practice of the piano, and then Hae-sung gives fighting tips to Oh-sua, saying this, "That day don't know in which situation we will be. In such a case, you should know how to protect yourself." Hae-sung tells her such moves by which she can save herself from someone's attack. When Oh-sua tries those moves on Hae-sung, then he feels a lot of pain. Seeing this, she becomes very happy and says, "Oh, wow, this works. Teach me more." In the second move, Osua catches Hae-sung from behind. Hae-sung was going to teach her that when someone catches like this, then how to get free from him. But upon Osua catching him, his heartbeat starts increasing. He was not understanding what he should do, therefore he removes Osua's hand and says, "For today, this much only is enough. Right now, my brain is not working properly." Saying this, he goes away. While going, keeps saying to himself, "Hae-sung, why are you doing such acts? Come to senses." Then Hae-sung and Osua meet the leader, and they all together make a plan that on the event day, how they have to go in the chairwoman's office. There, Hae-sung should not have any problem there, therefore Young-hun will also go there, becoming a waiter. The leader tells, "There will be CCTV cameras and guards there from which you have to escape." In the event, every year the chairwoman with all the parents goes to drink tea sitting for some time. At this time, only you have to enter her office. In the office's door, as soon as you go inside, putting the fingerprint, its notification will reach the chairwoman and will be saved on the server also. Now, in such a case, if you people reach near the piano also, then very soon guards coming will catch you. Hearing this, Osua gets scared. But Mi-jung tells, "When you guys will go inside, then I will try that the chairwoman does not get any notification. But whatever is saved on the server, you guys only will have to delete it." Then the events day comes. The leader and Mi-jung, sitting in the minivan, handle this operation from outside. Mi-jung says, "The rest of the people get a big van, right? Then why did we get such a small one?" So the leader says, "The director has said the team which does no work, getting even such a small van is a very big thing for them." Then the chairwoman coming in the event gives a speech. After that, everyone eats food. The leader sees that Young-hun is also engaged in eating food. Seeing this, he says, "Why is he eating non-stop like this? Does he never get to eat only?" Saying this, he looks beside him, so Mi-jung was also engaged in eating. Seeing this, he gets shocked and asks, "Where did this food come from?" So she says, "I going inside earlier brought it. Do you also want?" On this, the leader shouting says, "Focus on the mission, not on the food." Inside, Hae-sung asks, "Osua, are you not nervous, right?" So she says, "Just a little bit." Then Hae-sung gives her some injections and tells, "Using them is forbidden, but in emergency you can do it." Then makes her wear a necklace telling this, "A camera is installed in this." When the chairwoman with all the parents goes upstairs, just then, the leader says to Young-hun, "You go near the switchboard," and says to these two, "As soon as the light will be off, you both immediately have to go in the office because 3 minutes later, the lights will turn back on." Here, the chairwoman was sitting with all the parents. She shows them a wine and tells, "This our school's first chairman had made. I have kept this for a special celebration. As soon as our education system gets completely ready, we will celebrate drinking this." Then she says, "Those kids of ours whose mind does not engage in studies, who do not want to study, forcefully making them study so that they can get opportunity, all this is waste. Our kids are of the top 1%, and from them only the future will develop ahead. Therefore, I want as many rich people there are, their kids only pass out from our school. For this I need you people's support." From outside, the leader tells these three to be ready. Just then, Young-hun switches off and it becomes dark everywhere. In the middle of this, Hae-sung and Osua go towards the office. Before these two reach upstairs, the light comes back again. The leader, seeing this, gets worried and says to Mi-jung, "You had said that it will take 3 minutes for those guards to fix the light back." So she says, "No problem, we still have one more option." That second option is Young-hun, who, becoming a parent, goes into the security room and shouting at the guard says, "In such a big event, how did the light go out? How can you people be this careless? Because of the darkness, I fell from the stairs. The bone of my waist broke." Hearing this, the guards say, "You are looking perfectly fine." Hearing this itself, he acts of a bone breaking in front of them. Here, Hae-sung was opening the lock, but he was taking more time in opening the lock. Because of this reason, Young-hun was having to act for more time in front of them. The guards say to him, "Instead of doing all this, why don't you go to the hospital?" and tell him to go away from there. When Young-hun is not able to handle the situation there, just then Mi-jung comes there and hits Young-hun a forceful slap. Then, becoming emotional, says, "How can you do like this with me? Now what will happen to this child of ours which I am raising in my stomach?" Hearing this, Young-hun becomes completely surprised. Here, Hae-sung and Osua were trying to open the lock. Just then, guards come there. Seeing them, Hae-sung says to Osua, "What I had taught you, now the time has come to use that." Then both of them fight with them. Hae-sung, doing a dance with Osua, was fighting with them. Here, Young-hun says to Mi-jung, "We had just kissed. How did you become pregnant? And you had said right that you do not like me." Just then, Mi-jung sees that the guards are going to see the CCTV, so she says to Young-hun, "Do you not even know this much what I feel for you?" Saying this, she kisses him. So the guards start looking at both of them. Only Hae-sung and Oh-sua, after fighting opening that lock, come inside. Mi-jong, also stopping her drama, comes back to the leader. Seeing her, the leader was getting a lot of laugh. Yong-hun, also becoming a waiter, goes downstairs. These two start playing the piano. Just then, Hae-sung tells, "From this on one point, it is not playing only." Hearing this, Oh-sua says, "Then playing this will be of no use." Both of them play the whole song, but in the end, nothing happens. Hae-sung tries to find some other clue. Just then the leader tells, "Right now, stopping there is not fine. You guys get out from there." Then Hae-sung deletes his entry. Just then he sees a folder whose name was Undercover High School. Inside, it was the full plan of today's event and Hae-sung's resume also. That too with his old name. Seeing this, he becomes very much shocked, and he remembers that when he had joined NIS, then the leader only had kept his second name. Seeing him in this much shock, Oh-sua asks, "What happened to you?" But he does not say anything to her. Upon coming outside, the leader asks him, "The point which was not working, is it broken, or is there any clue in it?" But Hae-sung does not say anything to them also, and gets down right there. The leader feels that surely something has happened to him. Then Hae-sung comes home, so the leader calls him. But he does not receive their call also. Here Oh-sua was thinking about him. Why was that piano not working on one point? Why was sound not coming in it? She keeps looking at it very intently, so she understands that at that place there is no sound, just lyrics are there. Therefore, she focuses on the lyrics of the school anthem, the point on which sound was not coming. She marks it, from which she comes to know that on that point that dead key was playing the piano. From this, she gets a clue. When the beaded one will look at the red sun, then gold will shine. Then she calls Hae-sung to tell him about this, but he does not pick her call. Then she meets Hae-sung in the convenience store and says to him, "Now you say thank you to me because I have found that fourth horror story's hint." But Hae-sung takes the paper from her and saying, "Thank you," goes away. Seeing this, she is quite surprised. What kind of reaction was this? Then she goes behind him and asks, "Has something happened?" But Hae-sung does not tell anything. So Oh-sua says, "Those who care about you, you should share your problems with them. Come, we guys walking to my restaurant talk." So Hae-sung agrees to go with her. He tells Oh-sua, "The chairwoman herself has kept me in this mission. She is using me to find the gold bars. Her spy is in the NIS, therefore I cannot tell anyone in my team also about this, nor can I trust them." Oh-sua asks, "Do you have suspicion on anyone?" So he says, "It will be someone from among the people who are in this mission only." So Oh-sua says, "I will help you in finding him. By the way, if you will stay in the school the whole time, then how will you be able to find? Why don't you follow the chairwoman? Like this, you can come to know something." Then both of them start talking about their childhood. Hae-sung tells her his childhood name, so they come to know that they both have already been childhood friends. Hearing this, Oh-sua remains very much surprised, and then says, "In childhood, when you had gone from here without telling anything, then I felt very bad. But later I came to know your dad has gone missing somewhere. Therefore, you took a transfer." In the next scene, we see that in the event, the chairwoman had given a card to all the parents. Out of those, one card, by mistake, goes to Oh-sua. She opens that website, sees, so she comes to know that the exams and competitions which have not even happened yet, their winner has already been selected. Seeing this, she becomes very much shocked and worried. Here, the chairwoman also comes to know that Oh-sua also has that card. Therefore, she comes near her and says, "You are history's teacher, right?" Then she tells her a history of Japan and China, how Japan, by guiding its soldiers and following strict rules, had captured China. She indirectly gives a threat to Oh-sua. "If you will not follow the rule, then you will be killed." But Oh-sua says to them, "But Japan, by doing like this, had ruined its empire." Hearing this answer, the chairwoman gets very angry, and Oh-sua is also very scared. She thinking, "What did I give a back answer to them? I alone will not be able to handle all this." Outside, Hae-sung installs a GPS in the chairwoman's car. Just then, Oh-sua, calling him, tells him about this and says, "If it will go on like this, then the kids who are talented and are studying, doing hard work, with them very wrong will happen." Then she goes to the class from there. So she sees that all the kids are studying with very much focus. Therefore, she decides that she herself will investigate on this and will not let anything wrong happen with her students. She, going into the storeroom, researches on all the old records of the students that are there. Here, the chairwoman was talking to that parent whose son's card Oh-sua had got. That person asks for forgiveness from the chairwoman. Such a mistake will not happen now. So the chairwoman says, "No problem. That website we people have removed, so there will be no problem." Under their table, a recorder was installed. Therefore, Hae-sung, sitting in his car, was listening to all their talk. The person says, I had heard the construction of the education city has got delayed. The party which is involved in this was asking about this, and I have heard like this also. This project does not have funds now. Can you tell whether this is true? So the chairwoman says, I have never disappointed any parent. Whichever parents are supporting in my project, I making their kids win in the competition, am giving them profit. Therefore, you leaving these things, just think this what is right for the future of the kids. Then he asks, will you leave Osua just like this? I feel that something will have to be done about her. Hearing this, Haesung immediately calls Osua and asks, where are you? Asking this, he immediately leaves for the school, and going there asks Osua, are you checking the school cheating scandal? Hearing this, she gets surprised and asks, have you put a camera on me? How do you know? Haesung asks, why are you doing all this? You wanted a permanent position, right? No teacher will take the risk of doing this work. So Osua says, yes, no one is doing, therefore only I am doing it. She tells her first student who was there an accusation of stealing a paper was put on her, but she had not done like this. Osua tried very much to prove she did not do it, but she could not do it. And in the last, that student was kicked out from the school. While going from the school, that student had said to Osua, teachers like you should be in the school, therefore you promise me that you will become a permanent teacher. Osua tells, I have to fulfill this promise of mine. So Haesung says, then what happened now? Why are you doing all this? Like this, you will not be able to become one. So she says, better than becoming a full-time teacher, even is this that I do something for my students. So Haesung tells her, the chairwoman has come to know about you. Therefore, doing all this here is not fine. Therefore, he takes Osua to his house with him, and there both of them investigate on this case for quite some time and extract information. Then Haesung comes to his team and sees that the leader is not there, so he tells Mi-jung and Young-hun, if this education city of the chairwoman became successful, then our country's education system will be ruined. In the next scene, we see Osua checking the record was trying to find evidence. Just then, she finds the name of a teacher who had checked the papers of all the students, and he only had decided the marks. She, taking all the documents, goes to Haesung's house, so she finds everything scattered there. Just then, she's seeing a man wearing a mask get scared. Sometime later, when Haesung comes home, he sees that Osua is lying unconscious in his house. He, taking her, immediately goes to the hospital. Mi-jung and Young-hun ask about her, so Haesung tells, surgery is done, now she will be fine soon. Mi-jung tells, looks like someone had come to steal in your house for the first time. He has left DNA everywhere. I have sent it for analysis. So Haesung says, when the report comes, then tell me. When Sua gets consciousness, then she tells, in the cheating scandal, there is the hand of some teacher. Then Haesung, going to his house, checks his stuff. So his diary was missing. He understands that the chairwoman wanted the diary. The meaning of this is she has not gotten all this done. Here, that teacher bringing the diary gives it to the chairwoman and says, I have completed my work. You had said, if I bring and give you the diary, then you will remove my name from the cheating scandal, and you will not tell me to fix the students' marks again. When the chairwoman's assistant taking that teacher comes outside, then Mi-jung and Young-hun keep an eye on them. Here the teacher asks the assistant, where are we going? But he does not tell him anything, and putting an injection makes him unconscious. Then says to his companions, keep him in the car and crash it. Seeing this, Young-hun says, looks like these people are going to kill him. Therefore, both of them come outside to save him, and themselves get caught. Sometime later, Haesung going there fights with all of them, and takes these three, saving them also. Here, the chairwoman, when comes in her office, then sees Haesung was sitting there, so she says to him, what are you doing here? Haesung says, you had said right that I can come and go here anytime. So the chairwoman says, if there were good manners in you, then you would take an appointment. So he says, now everything is clear between us. Therefore let's come straight to the point. I know which agent of ours has mixed with you and what you will do with the gold bars. But I want to know this. Why did you choose me for this operation and what had happened with my dad? She says, why are you asking all this to me? So Haesung says, I knew you would not tell me anything. Then he turns on the TV, on which this news was coming, that everyone had come to know about the chairwoman's cheating scandal. And the reporters were asking that teacher about this, so he says, I will tell everything at the time of interrogation. Then he shows a pen drive and tells, in this is that proof by which it will be proved that you had gotten the cheating scandal done. And congratulations. Now you are going to go to jail for 10 years. Just then, someone's call comes to her. So Haesung says, pick up and see, perhaps it must be of the police only. They must be coming right now. Stay mentally prepared. Then while going, he says, When a guest comes, then they ask him for tea and snacks. These are good manners. Hae-sung gives that pen drive to the police. Then he, meeting the leader, says sorry to him and tells, I felt you are mixed with the chairwoman. On this, the leader says, oh, so therefore you were doing this kind of behavior. Then asks, did you come to know who is mixed with her? Is it the director? So Hae-sung, with surprise, asks, yes, did you know about this? So the leader shows him a photo in which his dad, the leader, and the director, all three were together. He tells, 20 years ago, your dad had called me and he wanted to tell something about the director, but by the time I reached near him, he was not there. Saying this, he becomes a little emotional, so Hae-sung says, wipe the tears, how ugly you look crying. So wiping tears, he says, you pay the bill, I have forgotten my wallet. So Hae-sung says, why do you always do like this only? Always I pay the bill while you get more payment than me. So the leader says, all my money goes into your aunt's account, nothing is left with me only. The second day, when Hae-sung is in the school, then the chairwoman comes there. Seeing her, everyone becomes very shocked. How did she come out of jail? The chairwoman, seeing Hae-sung, says, oh wow, we people keep meeting again and again. By the way, this uniform looks good on you. Saying this, she takes off his badge and says, now you close this school game of yours. Hae-sung asks, how did you come out of jail this quickly? So she says, this is a secret, and you taking your stuff, get out from this school. Due to this, Hae-sung gets a little worried that if he will not stay in the school, then how will he find out about the gold bars? He going into the class packs his bag, so all the students were feeling sad for him, and they say, how can the chairwoman kick you out like this? We will talk to her. But Hae-sung says, no one go to her office. Do not put yourselves in trouble for me. Then Hae-sung, coming to his team, was talking about this matter, that how did the chairwoman come out of jail? The leader says, perhaps the director must have supported her. Just then, some people come there and start checking that place, and putting a false accusation on the leader, take him away. And the chairwoman, calling Hae-sung, says, how did you like my surprise? By the way, my next target is Oh-soo. What happened with your leader? That was just to tell you this, that if you kept coming in my path like this, then what I can do with you. Hae-sung says, you are giving me a warning. The meaning of this is I have become a danger for you. When Hae-sung tells Oh-soo about this, then she says to him, you continue your work. Do not worry about me. I will take care of myself. Then, at night, Hae-sung, becoming a delivery boy, comes in the school. Oh-soo says to him, why are you here? If the chairwoman saw you then. Hae-sung says, I have come to check something. Then he goes near the statue of the first chairman. Oh-soo says, did you get the clue of the fourth story? Has the chairman hidden the gold bars beneath this puppet? Hae-sung says, what I am thinking, if that is true, then this can happen. Oh-soo happily goes near that statue and catches its neck. Just then, it rotates. Seeing this, she gets a little scared, and Hae-sung gets surprised. Just then, the principal comes there, so both fixing it get out. The second day in the school, a notification comes in everyone's phone. All the kids were talking about this, that Oh-soo is dating Hae-sung. But how can a teacher date a student? Seeing this, Oh-soo gets into tension. All the kids also were questioning her. Are you dating a student? Just then, the chairwoman's assistant comes there and tells her to walk to the office. Oh-soo says, I am teaching right now. So he says, now you do not need to teach. Hearing this, kids start talking again. Will she be kicked out from the school? Just then, Hae-sung comes there and says, who is disturbing Oh-soo's class? He winks looking at the kids and then tells, this matter is true that we are dating, but it is not like this that Oh-soo is dating any kid. Saying this, he shows his ID card and tells, I am 31 years old. Hearing this, the kids say, oh, he is this old. He should be called uncle. So Hae-sung says, hey, who said this uncle? By the way, sorry for lying to you all, but I am like your older brother. So all his friends start calling him brother. Just then, a student asks him, you are this old, then what have you come to do in our school? So Hae-sung was going to tell them the truth. I am national. He speaks only this much. Just then, Yoo Jong and Oh-soo forbid him from telling the truth, so he says, I have failed in high school many times, therefore. Then at night, Hae-sung comes to the school with his team. His team is standing outside, and he going inside looks at that statue and says, while dying, why did you leave so many riddles? Did you want to see who solving all these will reach till the gold bars? Then he rotates the head of the statue, so a path opens beneath it. He comes beneath it, but there was no gold there. He calling his leader tells about this, there is no gold here. Then he going further inside looks, so he finds a skeleton, in whose hand there was the same watch which he had given to his dad in gift. Seeing him, he starts crying. Just then the chairwoman comes with her people and says to the leader, let us go inside or fight with us. Therefore they let her go inside. Then the chairwoman goes inside and seeing the secret room becomes surprised. But there is no gold there. Seeing this, she like mad people starts shouting, "Where is my gold?" And shouting this, she faints. Hae-sung, taking his dad's skeleton, comes home. He had found a bullet also there. Then the second day his father's funeral happens. Mi-jong and Yong-hun were talking about this. "We people were searching for gold and we found Hae-sung's dad's skeleton." Yong-hun asks, "When the gold was not there only, then where did its photo come from?" So Mi-jong says, "Perhaps making this fake photo, the director has trapped us in this mission." Hae-sung shows that bullet to the leader, so he tells this was given 20 years ago to NIS's senior agent, who is the director. Then we see the chairwoman, who after gaining consciousness was eating food and saying, "Where did my gold go after all?" The assistant tells her, "Police has done investigation on that place, and we have come to know that at that time the chairman who was there, meaning that traitor, he hiding in that room used to do secret meetings, and he had kept the name of that room Gold. There is no gold there." But the chairwoman does not believe this matter and says, "Surely Hae-sung only ran away taking that gold. But in this much time, how did he make all the gold disappear?" She says to her assistant, "You kidnap him and torturing him ask where is the gold." Here, a notification comes to Hae-sung that he has been kicked out from the NIS, which the director had done, meaning he was removing him from his path. After seeing this notification, Hae-sung comes to the director, who was in the hotel. He, at gunpoint on him, asks about his dad. What had happened with him? But just then, the director's assistant comes there, and they all catch Hae-sung. That Hae-sung should not do any mess, therefore the leader and his team had also come. The leader says, "First, we will have to get Hae-sung freed." He goes in front of those people and says, "We people had come here to attend a meeting." So the assistant says, "You are lying. You guys, all of you have come here to help Hae-sung." Hearing this itself, the leader starts pulling his hair and fight starts between them all. The leader gives voice to Oh-sua, so she climbing from above them all goes inside, and those who were taking Hae-sung catching him, she throws an oxygen cylinder on them. Hae-sung escaping from them, all taking Oh-sua, leaves from there and asks, "What have you all come to do here? Is the leader also here?" She says, "Yes, I and the whole team have come to save you." So Hae-sung says, "Hey, you guys will make me mad. I had forbidden coming right." Here the leader and Yong-hun and Mi-jong were engaged in fighting all the guards of the director. After fighting everyone, they taking off their coats go away from there like heroes. In the next scene, we see that the chairwoman says to the assistant, "Remove the scholarship system and increase the fee by 50%. The assistant says, "Seeing the current situation, doing all this will not be right." So she says, "What are you saying this? When we will get the gold, then everything will be fine." Here, Hae-sung follows the director, who had come to meet the chairwoman. He hiding listens to their talk, so he comes to know, "The chairwoman killed my dad, and now she wants the director to take this blame on his head." When the director leaves from there, then Hae-sung comes to meet him at a place, but when he comes near his car, sees, so he was lying dead in his car. Just then, someone hits on his head from behind and he faints right there. When he gains consciousness, he sees that blood is on his hand and the police arrest him on the charge of killing the director. When the police was taking him, Hae-sung says to them, "Sorry." So the police ask, "Why are you saying sorry to us?" Just then he hits both of them and forcibly makes the driver stop the car. But just then, a vehicle comes in front, and their accident happens in which Hae-sung gets very much injured. He, with very much difficulty, going a little ahead, calling, Oh-sua asks for help, and then faints somewhere. Oh-sua, tracking that location, comes there and takes him home. Then she takes care of him the whole night. In the morning when Hae-sung gains consciousness, then he tells Oh-sua, "The chairwoman feels that the gold is with me. Therefore, she is after me. Whatever people are around me, she will harm them as well. I am going to arrest her. But in this work, there is a lot of danger, therefore you stay at home." But Oh-sua says, "No, I also have to go to school, because what you are saying, if that is true, then the students also have danger from her." Then she shows Hae-sung's wanted poster to him and says, "You cannot go outside." So he says, "Shall I call my team?" Sometime later, his team comes there, so he becomes surprised seeing their costumes and says, "What condition have you guys made of yourselves?" So the leader tells, "Police is after us." Hae-sung says, "Now how will we catch the chairwoman?" So Mi-jong tells, "I have that pen drive which you had given." Then these all are about to leave from the house. Just then, the police comes there. Therefore, Hae-sung, taking Oh-sua, jumps out from the window. He says to Oh-sua, "You go to the students, I handle this police." Oh-sua goes away from there, but Hae-sung, with very much difficulty, gets himself rid of those police people. And then, going to the police station, gives that pen drive to the senior police. And here Osua going to school talks to the chairwoman about removing her disgusting policies. So she says, fine, I remove those policies, but in return for that, you will have to leave the school. Hearing this, Osua gets a little worried. So the chairwoman says, so you have to save the kids also and not do any sacrifice either. On this, Osua, gathering courage, says, fine, I will leave the school. Saying this, she goes away. After her going, the chairwoman says to her assistant, when I will win the board meeting, then put all these policies back. Then in the board meeting, she says, whatever policies were put, I am removing them. And the cheating scandals that happened in the school, like that it will never happen again. Hearing this, all the kids become happy. Right there. Osua was packing her stuff. Yu Jong says to the chairwoman, why did you kick Osua teacher out from the school? Hearing this, all the kids become surprised and say, you said our happiness only is your happiness, so do not kick her out from the school. On this, the chairwoman says, it is not like this. She is leaving the school by herself. But Yu Jong says, it is not like this. I had heard the talks of you two. On this, the chairwoman says, whoever is against me here, write their name. Hearing this, all the kids one by one start telling their name and say they all are also against her. Hearing all this, the chairwoman was laughing like crazy people. When Osua hears all this, she becomes quite happy that all the kids are on her side. Just then, the light goes off there, and from above, oil starts falling on the kids. All the kids seeing this getting surprised say, this is not feeling like water. What is this? So the chairwoman herself tells, this is kerosene. If you guys did anything, then I will burn you all to ashes right here. So Osua coming forward says, what do you want to do? Just then she, lighting a lighter, says, if anyone tried to get out from here, then I will throw this towards you. All the kids get scared. The chairwoman says, you guys like justice, right? So come, let's do justice. We all die together. Just then, Hai Sung comes there and tells the chairwoman to keep that lighter, but she gives a threat to him also. So Lee Yena coming says to her, Mom, please do not do all this. So she says, what are you doing here? You go home. Hai Sung says to her, you do not do all this. Everything will be fine. On this, the chairwoman says, when will it be fine? Saying this, she is going to shoot herself. Just then, Osua steps towards her and takes the gun from her. Her lighter is going to fall down, by which everyone panics, but Hae Sung catches it. Then the leader comes there and arrests the chairwoman. All the kids say thank you to these people for saving lives. The second day, all meet in the court. There, the chairwoman gets the punishment of life imprisonment. In the next scene, we see that Osua says to her students, today a guest has come to meet you. He had not said a proper goodbye last time. Just then, Hae Sung comes there, but seeing him, the kids do not show any excitement. Seeing this, he finds it a little weird. Then he says, I will miss you guys very much. The moments spent with you guys were very good. Now you all study well ahead, and take care of your teacher as well. Then saying bye, he goes there, and turning also keeps checking, but everyone was ignoring him only. Then coming outside, Osua says to him, looks like the kids are still scared, therefore did not say anything. So Hai Sung says, do not give me comfort, you take care of them. Saying this, he starts going. Just then a paper plane comes near him, on which it was written, thank you for becoming my friend. Seeing this, he smiles and looks turning back. Just then, very many planes start coming near him, and all the kids say thank you to him and say, keep coming to meet us. Seeing this, Hai Sung feels very good. Then he comes in the restaurant with Osua. There. Osua shows him a book in which his father had gone on a trip with some kids. That book's name is Star the Right. From that, Hai Sung remembers something. Then coming to his house, he packs all the stuff. Just then he remembers a talk of his dad, in which he tells, I have hidden a star somewhere. Hae Sung asks, why did you do like this? The rest of the stars you gave me. So his dad says, you have to find that star. Hae Sung hitting a hand on that star's place checks. So he feels that place a little hollow. He opening it checks. So there is gold there, the same gold which he was searching till now. Seeing this, Hai Sung becomes very much happy, and then calling the leader tells, our mission finally got completed. Then we see the scene of 5 years later, where Osua was reading the Undercover high school book. Her student asks, do you like to read books? So she tells him, yes, my student Dong Min has written this. Then we see Yu Jong, who had come to give an interview for NIS, and Lee Yena had the dream, I want to become a painter, which she had completed. And now his leader has become the director. Mi Jong and Yong Hun are now married. Then they all sitting together enjoy. Yong Hun does not let Mi Jong drink because she was pregnant. Hearing this, everyone becomes even more happy. Then Hai Sung taking Osua comes outside and shows her stars from the telescope, so she says, looking like this, all the stars look the same only. But looking from this, how different and beautiful it is looking. So Hai Sung says, among all these, you are the most beautiful star. And now you close your eyes. When she closes her eyes, then Hae-sung makes her wear a ring and then kisses her. In the last scene, Hae-sung comes in a class, and this is the class of NIS students. Hae-sung tells everyone, "From today, I am your teacher."